started.
Hi guys, welcome to the GenX YouTube video channel. We're back with another video. This one is for the Yellow Ball tournament players. We wanted to make this one as an educational piece. In predominant, we wanted to take you across some of our dispute management or issue management questions or concerns that have been frequently raised by multiple teams and multiple players. So we want to take this time and take you across those. In today's video, I'm joined by other two committee members, Rajan and Ankit. I'm sure everyone knows both of them as well. So Ankit, would you like to take us through what some of the major concerns or repetitive concerns in recent history have been?
Sure, Ruchit. Thank you. Thanks for giving me the opportunity. Guys, just sharing my screen. Okay. So if you look at, Ruchit, you raise a very valid point, and I think we needed this video from a long time. I think there are some kind of issues which are happening a bit repetitive every time, and we actually wanted to control them. So we have tried to come up with a couple of issues which has actually happened. One of the big ones is team is playing a player who is not in the squad. And it has happened multiple times, not just in this season. If you look at, this is season 9, and it has been happening from season 2. Like from last season, something like this happened in the first season 2 first time, and it is season 9 is still happening. And you see, most of the teams who have been doing this are very old teams, sometimes the new teams also, but mostly old also both. So I think one of the reasons is probably people are not aware of the rules, or they just forget about them. So if you look at a couple of them, or majorly 4 scenarios, a player playing in the round 2 who has not played in the round 1, a player who is not in the squad and still playing in round 1. I think third one is a player playing in the round who is not even in the squad itself. And fourth one is, the fourth one is a bit interesting one, which has recently happened where one of the teams has requested us to add a player 48 hours before, which was normally required. And we forgot to add, and they forgot to follow up. We forgot to add. On that game day, they played with the same player they've sent as a new player with a different name, because that player was not in the squad. And unfortunately, they won the game. They played very well and they won the game. And later on, it been identified that that player has been wrongly added because his name was not there. They forgot to inform us. All these things happened, and then opposite team captain raised a concern against us. And I think that's a valid concern, because Sydney Maverick has played a player who was not in the squad, but at the same time, they have informed us 48 hours before to add that player. We forgot. So I think it's wrong on the Royal Strikers side also that Sydney Maverick has played, but at the same time, it's wrong on the Sydney Maverick side, because they've requested us to add a player. So I think it's, and whichever side we go, the other side is not going to be happy about it. So what I want to conclude is, when the dispute happens, there is always 99.99% chance the other side against whom we decided the decision is always unhappy with that, which we want to stop it. So I think that's the reason. These are some of the scenarios we want all the captains to, and the players also, to look at that and ensure that they don't repeat it, because something like this happens and then there is a big problem with it. These are the ones which I want to highlight. Back to you.
Thanks, Ankit. Thank you. And yeah, as you rightly captured, it is in the hindsight, it's easy to actually create these decisions, but as a committee, it is always hard for us to go ahead and investigate issues that have occurred in the past, because as all of you know, it is a committee. We're not FBI. We don't have cameras or not live streaming everywhere. So it's hard without photographic or any videographic evidence being available in such scenarios. So back to you, Ankit, in that scenario, if this issue does happen again, what do you recommend a team does if there is a scenario where they have concern regarding a player or players who have played, but they can't recognize the player itself? What would you suggest the team does?
I think it's not what I suggest. It's like what we have done is the whole committee has gone back and really worked on it. And they have discussed with everyone what needs to be done, what is the best way we can do to resolve it. We got some feedbacks from PDCA, we got some feedback from other clubs, what they do. And what we have learned is every team, like what they do is we're going to follow the same. So from today onwards, we are going to follow the new rule. The new rule says if a player has got any confusion, if a captain feels that the opponents are playing with a player who is not in the squad, if they know that player and he's not in the squad, they have got the cricket club info. If you go to cricket club info when you do the scoring, you can see a list of all the players and their photos. So they can directly see whether player is matching or not. If they still have confusion, the photo is there, they still have confusion, they can go to the umpire and say, can you please see if it is the same player or different player? So that's one of the scenario where we want them to resolve on the ground itself. Second scenario, in case the player's photo is not there, then what we are saying is they need to have an identity. Whoever player is playing, and if this photo is not available, we expect them to bring their ID on the ground. If they don't bring their ID on the ground, the opponent captain can ask umpire, and then umpire can stop allowing him to play that game. Because it becomes very hectic job when they play the whole game and they were confused, they play the whole game, and then they come back to committee and say, can you please start investigating? As you rightly pointed out, Ruchit, they are not FBIs. Even they also want proof to do something about it. So what we are saying is, we are not taking any of these incidents outside the ground. If captain has a doubt, they should actually validate on the ground itself by looking at the cricket club and their photos, or asking the player about their ID. If they feel to be a bit ashamed of asking the IDs, they can ask the umpire to ask for it. But don't please put it on the committee to start the investigation about it. And if you identify something, we want you to take photos with them. If still they don't agree to it that he's not the same player or same player, take a photo in front of the ground with the umpire, take a photo, and then bring it on later on. We won't be able to go back and do all the validation from scratch. It becomes very difficult for us. So yeah, we wanted them to resolve on the ground. We don't want you guys to take it outside the ground and resolve it. Sorry for it. That probably we have to bring it up this way, Ruchit.
Thank you. Thanks. And that's a very, very sensible and valid approach, guys. If you do feel like there's an issue, let's try and resolve it amicably on the ground itself. And if not, let's take some evidence out of the ground so that we can help you along. In that same scenario, though, I have another question for possibly this time Rajan. Rajan, what team had provided, let's say, registration requests? What is the recommended process from your end that the team should be following to ensure the players get registered?
Yes, so first of all, when new season starts, what we do is we give access to all captains and vice captain to make sure the squad is up to date. If along with they can send requests to me, so I can add players. There are so many scenarios like the existing team playing new season that they need to add new player, or player is playing from another team, so captain cannot add that player. So I have to fulfill that request. So that's the first process. That when the season starts, up until a couple of matches, 3-4 matches, a captain still has access to do it. And after that, we remove the access to from all captains and vice captains, just to ensure that they don't remove players. We know nobody does, but just in case that they don't remove any players who have already played the match. That's why we remove access. And any request from there on to add new players, it comes to me. So they need to send requests to me straight away through WhatsApp message anyway. And I'll do that request. So that request needs to be sent 48 hours before the match. So if the match is on Saturday, please make sure that you guys send us requests to me by Thursday. Now, sometimes I might be busy with work or some other commitments. So if I do not respond within, let's say, last 24 hours of your match, please remind me again, or you can send requests to any other committee members. And still the player has not been added, and it is sole captain's responsibility to ensure that they inform opponent's captain on the match day that, okay, I've sent the request to the committee to add this player, it's not added yet, and they just inform it to the opponent captain or the umpire. So that's one way to resolve this type of issues in future. So basically, this is the request. This is the process actually to add players in clubs. Very easy. So
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. Thank you. Thanks, Rajan. And yeah, as Rajan rightly captured, guys, I would like to emphasize, it is at the end the opposite captain's responsibility to ensure the player, if you have sent a request and hasn't been registered, for the opposite captain to ensure the umpire and the opposing captain is aware of such players playing. We want to ensure that you play with the right spirit and ensure that you can actually inform the captains yourself. On that note, Ankit, any parting words from you before we close off the video?
I think I just want to say that last couple of games, we have seen that captains wants to win the game by do and die. Basically, they just want to do anything to get the points about it. I think it's going a bit way in the wrong way, probably, guys. I would really say that it's a social game. We are playing a community cricket, and we expect everyone to just basically get their best. Even if you win or lose, yeah, no, it matters about the ranking, but at the same time, it's a cricket game. What is more important is you as a player or you as a person are behaving in the right spirit instead of just going against and doing something irresponsible, or maybe just keep following or doing something which is non-sports. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, winning is important, but at the same time, your sportsman spirit is more important than the winning. So please try to reduce it as much as possible. Please be friendly. Maybe there is a second team who is not friendly enough, but don't give the other 18 teams the same way which the second friendly team has not given to you. So what I mean to say is, if one team is wrong to you and you have been doing very good to everyone else, please to keep doing the good thing to everyone. Maybe because because of one team, don't you get spoiled. That's the only spin I want to say.
Cool, thank you. Thanks, that's a great note to end the video on. So thanks everyone for watching the video and taking the time out to actually listen to us. We hope to see you soon.
Thank you, bye-bye.